Greetings, good people. I am back. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time of the day you are watching this video. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So Yandy is here to let the girls know, okay, that she is the HBIC. All right. So Yandy and Rasheeda recently clashed on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. All right. So Yandy had to let the girls know I gave you a job. And by girls, I mean Rasheeda Frost. So for whatever reason, Yandy and Rasheeda feel like this argument or this friction between them is worth anything. All right. Listen, Rasheeda, you have a lot going on, all right, with your husband and his 3 earrings. Rasheeda got bags all over the world. Okay, I can't get that song out of my head. K. Michelle, she really did her big one with that because that is like a jingle that I can't get out of my head. Anyway, and Yandy do be lying. Okay, Yandy do be lying. But Yandy really ate this one. So I want to know what you guys think. Take a look and a listen. Like to hit go.
You decided to show up. I've been here for a while. You've had a lot to say, so I'm here.
You said I had a lot to say?
I said I've heard you've had a lot to say, so I'm here to hear all the things you've had to say.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Okay.
I might have to keep pausing this because we ain't trying to get no copyright strike around here. So this is them sitting down after basically months of them talking about each other. All right, Rasheeda, she did a podcast interview and she was talking about Yandy, saying Yandy ain't really married. You know, everybody knows that Yandy and Mendeecees are not legally married. She had a fake wedding on Love and Hip Hop, New York, back in the day. And then she came clean and said, you know, the marriage was just for TV. All right. So here we are.
Me too. I heard you say a whole lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you almost can't stop talking about me and Kirk.
You've been on podcasts.
Girl, I did one more podcast.
That's enough.
Speaking the truth.
What truth?
The truth is...
The truth is what?
Speaking the truth.
What truth?
Because I said you wasn't married.
Again,
But you said that yourself.
Exactly. So what difference does it make
Because
for you?
I was asked a question and I answered
But
it.
why
And
are you asking any questions about me?
First off, either we gonna talk,
let's not, no,
either we gonna talk and have a grown woman conversation, or we gonna dig it.
Let's
Because I'm not here for that whack-ass, weak-ass, weird-ass you be on.
Here's what I don't understand. Since when did Rasheeda become a thug? Why is she acting thugged out? You're a little too old for this, ma'am. But I digress.
I came into this whole situation, walked into this place thinking, I'm about to have a conversation with a bitch who was acting like she was talking to somebody on the house phone that wasn't plugged in the wall.
Oh,
You need a lot of props. You know, for
now see why she had to go there. Y'all remember when Yandy was pretending to be on the phone?
It's about to be some bull.
we not going. I'm glad you decided to show up.
That's your problem. You don't have a piece of mind.
I don't want the piece of paper you got.
Don't even
at all.
stand on
The
10
thing is,
about
what you got to do is. Nobody called anybody.
Everybody
Nobody
who listen.
had to call
Rasheeda ain't my
anybody.
friend.
You-
Rasheeda.
This is so corny.
Let me explain something to you. What I'm not going to do is sit here and play games with you. Every single thing you say, you need to make sure you come say it to my face. That's
Baby,
the
I'm
problem
right
I have.
here.
You,
I would
and
say
you still
you're
not
a
talking.
deflector.
I'm not.
You're a compulsive liar.
Not. Where?
You're
When?
a
How?
All
All
you
you
do
sit
is
around
look
and
like.
laugh. You laugh and you
Yep,
joke.
because
And
it's
right
funny.
as your
It's
marriage
funny.
is bleeding
Yep,
out.
guess what?
Bleeding out. It's
For the world to
embarrassing.
see.
For
You know
the
what
world
your
to see.
problem have a huge
The problem
your problem.
is you are
Girl,
upset.
you're
And the thing is, while I'm out here yelling for the culture, you pressed. You gotta go be. Because this is the thing.
Yes, I am
You
pressed.
pressed.
Very
Not at
pressed.
all.
Very
Because
happy.
if I'm
Very
gonna sit and do a
good.
podcast,
Yandy, let's be
I'm gonna
clear.
sit and talk about my business. I'm gonna sit and talk about
Okay,
building
Yandy.
you.
All right.
I'm gonna sit
All
and
right.
talk.
Do is play this game
I'm not
with
gonna
you.
sit and talk about
I'm
somebody
not
else.
gonna play
What
this
you've
game
been
with
playing. I'm not gonna talk.
And then she proceeds to tell, after they finish arguing, she proceeds to tell her, I gave you a job, which I wholeheartedly agree with. Why is Rasheeda so angry? Everybody knows what Kirk has been doing. Everybody sees how this whole situation is playing out with Kirk and this baby and all of this drama, and you don't have this energy shaking the table for your husband. You know what I think? I am starting to think that Rasheeda is being pushed out because she is tenured. Okay. I think she started when season 1, episode 1 of Atlanta started. So she basically is like the last woman standing. I think they are trying to push her out. So she's trying to fight for her spot. It seems like this storyline seems a little bit corny to me. As far as Yandy's concerned, I do agree with her. Like, if I'm sitting on a podcast, I'm gonna be talking about my businesses. I'm gonna be talking about what I got going on. And you guys know that some of these podcasts and these interviewers can basically kind of stir the pot and ask certain questions. You have the option to not answer. Mendices, he was talking about how Kurt and Rasheeda is worrying about where he's laying pipe. It's just not a good look. Okay, it's just not a good look, but it makes for great television. All right, so you guys know that Love and Hip Hop is, I consider it a ghetto soap opera. So again, it makes for good TV. But Rasheeda is really out here looking weird. Like, when did she get so aggressive? I don't recall her getting so aggressive and getting so crunk. So what, you gonna fight Yandy now? And let's be clear, Yandy definitely did give you a job, okay? And you don't have to respect her, but the facts are the facts. So when Yandy told the girls that she gave them a job, she decided to post to social media. She shared a throwback interview when she broke down the origins of the popular reality series. She captioned the post, "A little history lesson for those who are confused." Found this old clip of Mona Scott Young so crazy her story is the exact same as mine. She also revealed that she's executive producing a new show with Kim Osorio. First of all, this is genius marketing, okay? So you basically play off the drama, smart, and then you actually promote work that you have coming out. Even smarter. Great, great, great. Okay, though the post didn't specify who needed the history lesson, it follows a Love and Hip Hop Atlanta teaser showing Rasheeda and Yandy arguing over who gave who a job. Yeah, Rasheeda, Yandy basically gave you a job, right? She started the entire franchise and it spilled over into other cities. So yeah, you got to respect her on that. Even though Yandy do be lying a lot, she definitely has receipts. So let's take a quick stroll down memory lane.
Won't be on the camera. I started.
How you doing when you come to Harlem?
Oh, no doubt. You got to do it like that in Harlem, because y'all come with the A game. So the BX is in here too.
Okay,
But
cool.
now, how did you get with the show Love and Hip Hop?
Well, originally it started out as an idea I pitched to VH1 probably about 5 years ago. It was called Keeping Up with the Joneses, and it was solely based on Jim and his family life and all that he had going on, and that takes a lot of commitment, and it was a lot going on with Jim's personal life, with the artists he was working with. Stack Bundles murdered, Max B got locked up, so we couldn't really commit Jim the way we needed to. So I called Mona, and Mona was pitching this idea to another network, and we just joined forces, and she really made it happen. She brought her idea with the women behind the scenes and sprinkled Jim in there, and it worked. And that was my involvement at first, and that was last season. And then this season, I felt like there was missing a woman of my story, that kind of grinded on her own and got here, not necessarily because of a love interest, but just because I just work hard. Right. And I wanted to let that story be known as well.
All right, so that's this is Mona Scott Young talking about her ideas and collaborating with Jim Jones. There's music playing in the background. So yeah, Yandy basically spearheaded the Love and Hip Hop. So someone in the comments said, if nothing, the first Love and Hip Hop New York season is reality show gold. Chrissy, Emily, Olivia, Mashonda, then you add Mama Jones, good times. I agree. Someone said, let them know, Yandy. Okay. Someone else said, I have the receipts. They posted a GIF from Dynasty. Well, put some respect on Yandy's name. I mean, I thought this was already known. This is not the first time that I have heard this, but again, I'm not sure who needed to hear the history lesson, or needed a history lesson, but Yandy let it be known. All right. She also posted, so we started Love and Hip Hop Atlanta in 2012. Let me take you back to where I was and what I was talking about in 2012. A little history lesson for those who are confused. Found this old clip of Mona Scott Young so crazy her story is the exact same as mine, yada yada yada. Now executive producing a new show with Kim Osorio, yada yada yada. And then you can see Bambi posting, commenting, thanks for the job, my girl. So I guess Bambi is going to be a part of whatever new project it is that Yandy has coming out. I think, first of all, this is genius marketing. Okay, you have a new show coming out and you are promoting it off the heels of drama on your current show. Listen, I don't think that Rasheeda and Yandy have anything to really argue about. Like I said, it's good for TV, but it really is stupid. Yandy, you got Rasheeda, you got a whole lot going on. And I know that the show was taped prior to the family drama involving someone's life being taken. But even prior to that, all the rumors with Jasmine and you guys being in a polygamous relationship, whatever, there's also rumors circulating that Jasmine was a surrogate. It's just a little wild. And I understand that Rasheeda, we're pretty much tired of the Kirk Jasmine storyline. So you have to pick it up a notch and you got to kind of like pick an argument with somebody. But of all people, Yandy, I mean, and Yandy, I think that you're a little bit far beyond arguing with the Frosts. I think that's kind of corny. You are a businesswoman. You bought your business. You have a lot going on. There's a lot of rumors circulating about your husband as well. Excuse me. Well, listen, they may not legally be married, but they married. You know what I'm trying to say? They've been together for how long? They have kids together. It is what it is. They're in a union. All right. So there's rumors circulating about your union, Yandy. You allegedly cheating emotionally. Mendice's allegedly cheating physically and emotionally. So neither one of you have anything to really argue about. If anyone is talking about anyone, I mean, that's a part of the show. It is what it is. But I don't think either of you ladies have any room to criticize the other's relationship when both your relationships are in shambles, if I'm going to be quite honest. And it's playing out for the world to see. To me, I can tell that Yandy was a little bit hurt because she seems like she wanted to be cool with Rasheeda, I guess, and she was probably taken aback that Rasheeda was talking about her. I don't like the fact that Kurt gets involved and starts to gossip into. That really just makes him look real, to me, real catty. Don't y'all have businesses to manage? I don't know. I think Rasheeda's time is up on Love and Hip Hop. I think she's being pushed out, and people are tired of the Kirk cheating all the time, getting apartments for girls, and the Jasmine story. I think people are tired of it, and she's got to fight for her spot. It's a steady check, so why not kick it up a notch? I ain't mad at it, but we shall see how this all plays out. Are they doing a reunion this year? I know they don't do reunions for these shows anymore. Why not? But if you are watching Love and Hip Hop, the ghetto soap opera, drop down in the comments and let me know what you think. Did you know that Yandy basically spearheaded the Love and Hip Hop franchise, with New York being the first franchise? Did you know that Yandy and Mona Scott Young were the ones that started it all? So essentially, she didn't lie this time when she said that she gave Rasheeda a job. She technically did, her and Mona. I don't know. Drop that in the comments and let me know what you think, ladies and gentlemen. I am signing off. I love you for watching. And until next time, I will talk to you later.